Here's what a functional enemy looks like with zero juice. And here's one with juice. What do I mean when I say juice? Well, it's a game dev term for all the non-functional feedback layered on top of a mechanic, especially combat, to make it feel good. It doesn't change what the game does, just how it feels to do it. Sometimes when you're playing a game that works okay but just doesn't feel great, it's probably just missing some juice. In this video, I'm going to take you layer by layer from a functional enemy that has no juice applied to one that's fully tricked out so you can see what a difference it makes. I'll use a new enemy I just built for my game called the Shielder. In this first clip, you can see that everything works fine. He's dealing and taking damage, he's being hit, but it just looks and feels completely dead. Let's add some blood particles and a little bit of knockback and see what that does. Knockback is a small forced push applied to a character on hit. It sells the impact by making the hit physically move something. And the blood particles add a little bit of flair to the hit. Better, but still pretty flat. Let's add some screen shake and a red flash on hit to give the player a bit more feedback. The screen shake is a brief random jitter applied to the camera impact. It communicates force, and the harder the hit, the bigger the shake. Shielder has a range attack where you can see his muzzle flash, but the attack is much better looking with the addition of a tracer, along with letting the player know what hit them. Now let's take a look at one of my favorite features in Godot's animation player. It's called the method track. It allows me to very precisely activate various effects on the exact frame that I want. Hitboxes, when a sound effect fires, and in the Shielder's case, you can see during his melee attack he raises his shield for a few frames. I wanted him to take damage during that period, so I was easily able to set a marker when he raises his shield to make him vulnerable, and then when he slams it back down, he's able to block again. Since he's got that big shield, I wanted him to be able to block all incoming attacks from the front. Blocked hits need to get their own version of everything that we just built, but they have to look and sound completely different from a real hit or the player can't tell the difference between what worked and what didn't. So different color flash, particles, and sound effects. I used a metal clang instead of normal hit sounds because a shield block should sound like hitting metal. Also, he gets a tiny flinch to show him absorbing the impact as opposed to the bigger knockback when getting damaged. You'll see all that in the next clip. I also added controller rumble at this step, so all the hits and impacts are giving you tactile feedback through the controller. Sound effects are huge for improving the experience of combat, and the Shielder needed effects for his shot, his shield slam, and the explosion when he dies. All of these techniques are about improving one thing: the feedback that the player gets while playing your game. They give the conscious and subconscious cues as to whether what they're doing is working or not. And they take flat, boring combat and turn it into something that feels snappy and satisfying. Ultimately, they make the game more fun, which is the whole point. So I'll leave you with a clip of everything working together, and I'll see you next time.